morning, sir. How did you sleep? On top of me, on top of Mom, up by our heads. It's certainly just Zeke's world, and we're just living in it. That is the truth. Rachel and I finally headed out of our friend's place. We were there for, what was it?
10 days?
10 days.
I think so.
Right downtown Phoenix. It was beautiful. We really enjoy hanging out with them, and we were going out to eat and doing stuff, and it was a switch up from what we're used to. We're usually used to being out in the middle of nowhere camping, and this road trip we've for sure been spending time in like each place a lot longer than usual, which is nice to kind of slow things down. But anyways, yeah, we were in Phoenix for like 10-12 days and did some running around. Had to get Zeke some dog food yesterday, and of course the Sam's Club that we picked to get like meat and some of the stuff we needed did not have his dog food, so we had to go north like 17 miles, pick that up. And we found Rachel found a nice little dispersed spot. I did not find this. And we pulled in last night. The sun had just went down. It was dark. Excuse me. Yeah, big
really
yawn.
Authentic that you just woke
Yeah,
up.
that was very authentic. So you guys are getting the real thing. I haven't even been up for 2 minutes, and
Do you have eye crusties?
Rachel, oh, I'm sure I have eye crusties for sure. But yeah, we pulled in. There's a little circle of maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 of us all spaced out here, and then we very well might drive off the levelers and go down the road a little bit and see if we can find like a spot. But until the sun is out, Rachel's been outside. She let Zeke out. I usually am the one to get dressed and let Zeke out, and then she gets logged into work, but she took care of that today and fed him and
Started coffee.
now she started coffee, and I think she said she's going to make breakfast sandwiches, so I'm just spoiled today. I feel like when I was young and I would go over to my grandparents' house when I was sick and lay in bed and they'd take care of me.
But you're not sick and you're not little.
Correct.
And I'm not your grandma.
Correct. I feel like I do got a little case of the sniffles.
Oh, yeah.
No,
right.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure someone wants to get into something today.
Like your coffee?
Yeah, I would love my coffee. Something with the B, ends with an L, bowl. Or maybe he'd just like to go to the mall.
There's a ton of glass.
Something either way. Outside, yeah, glass and bullets. No, we're not going yet, but
We drove over all of it.
That's fine. As long as the tires ain't flat yet. We had an issue with the low beam. I bought a multimeter, and I think it ended up being a ground. I cleaned up the one ground, and then we have low beams again, so that's good. And our one tire was a little low. TPMS light came on and it was down to like 62 psi instead of 70, but I'm guessing that's just been the swing of the weather.
When we went out that day,
yeah,
the headlight light and the tire pressure light went on at the same time. We were just like, no!
Rachel was pretty convinced that someone sabotaged the vehicle. Like when we were in there, I think we went to the gym that day, and then we also went to a trailhead and went hiking for a little while, and
I was just like, what are the chances?
yeah, Rachel's like, I'm pretty sure someone screwed with it, cut some wires. Or we had been parked in town at our friend's house in Phoenix for 10 days, well, probably 7 or 8 at that point, and so I wasn't really too concerned about rodents. I mean, could it happen? Sure, but much more likely where we're parked now, or like when we're out in the middle of the desert when we were camping in Saguaro. But yeah, anywho, we'll see what we get into. That's a little live update of this morning. Had a beautiful time in Phoenix, and now we're back out in...
We were in Buckeye, Arizona.
Or in Buckeye, Arizona, I guess. Could have fooled me. I don't even know where we are half the time.
We are...
That's the way I like it, though.
We had never been this far west in Arizona before, other than like up by Bullhead City and Kingman. Like we had never been like west of direct like Phoenix's metro. So then if we go to Yuma too, that'll be cool. We've only ever done like Tucson and Phoenix in a line there, and then just the little nook.
Yeah.
And Sedona and Flagstaff too. They're all like super north and south of each other. So we're in uncharted territory.
Yeah, which is nice.
I obviously did get enough good sleep because I'm
Perky.
Perky
Yeah, you like, you
without
want coffee? You want breakfast? I'll make breakfast. You want me to run Zeke? You want me to... I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I slept in. I was like, I'm gonna... Not that I haven't been sleeping in, but usually I get up, let Zeke out.
We heard.
Rachel, yeah.
Are you bragging?
She heard. Rachel logs into work, and I started Starlink or whatever, and then by that time I just stay up, and that's around 7 o'clock, so I slept in today, and it felt great.
And you were proactive with having Starlink up from the night before, which makes a difference.
Yeah, so we just clicked the button. Wow, this is going to be a video in itself, just chatterboxes. It was cool though. After being in the city, we went to a concert and, you know, wined and dined a little bit with friends and went to breweries and stuff. That's cool, but I mean, we spend money when we do that stuff, so it is nice to get back out into the thicket of the woods or the desert. Is opening a Burger's Bagels in the middle of the desert, and these are mighty fine. What's it been, about a week or 2 weeks we've done these before, but in the van. Now this time we've been doing them pretty consistently for like 2-3 weeks, right?
Last weekend, this weekend.
Yeah, very good. They slap. How are you gonna eat all that?
I don't know, but it's fat.
Yeah,
and it's
huge.
stacked.
That's picture worthy. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Someone else is like,
It's so hot I can't even touch it. I put a little too much cream in my coffee this morning.
So Zeke and I are out exploring. That's where we parked last night. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 more vehicles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Van, 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 RV, RV, van, RV, 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 van. So we're just going for a little walk. Let's see. This is probably a little steeper than what the old van would like to do. Now we treat the van with respect, but what it likes to do, or what it feels it's capable of, and what we'll try is 2 different things. So what we'll attempt. Get your ball. Get the ball. You already lost your ball. Nice. Dad recovered his ball. Zeke did not find it. What a surprise. He does that. I think it's a game. He thinks as much as he enjoys finding and retrieving the ball, he thinks same thing for Dad. Dad would love to try and find the ball. So that's what he does. He pees and then he sets it down. Well, he could have finished peeing and then leaves it. Well, this is the spot. This is a spot. I'm comfortable with that climb for sure. It's a nice view too. I'll pull right in there. See what's up here though. This is the best part. This is what I just live for. When we're exploring these new places, we pull it. This is too steep. We've done some stuff. We did something similar to this grade in Washington, but just with our weight, we would get to that midsection there and probably start to sputter a bit, and then I'd have to go in reverse all the way down this thing. Rachel and I, one time we were, I think, in Mount Rainier at this Dispersed spot. We found a beautiful spot, and then the adventure part of me was like, I think I saw a turnoff up there a little bit further. Let's see if we can get up that. We went on probably like a 40-minute drive and get up to this top part of this mountaintop. We thought it was just going to be this sweeping view of Mount Rainier. Excuse me, trying to catch my breath. And sure enough, the road was completely washed out. So it's a good thing the road didn't wash out after we were there. Interesting. Cool. Gotta love it. This gives you a better view of how many of us are out here. Oh yeah, schoolies, trucks, van.
Tell me this ain't living. Just pull up into the desert somewhere and set up shop. Right, Zeke? I don't think I have to be worried about rattlesnakes right now. Because it's been cold enough at night, but should probably go take that spot now. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be walking up this, I'm gonna see someone else come and grab it. Pretty cool. We are about 45 minutes from our friend's house in Phoenix. You think that's the best way, or? I don't know, you might be right, but Rachel's gonna be like, where did he go? Good job, I'm glad you still have your ball. Oh, are you showing Dad up? I really should get a mic. I don't know how bad this wind is, but we're almost up to this little vantage point, or peak, if you will. Sweet. Oh, there's a car and a tent. There's a lot of spots here. So really, Rachel and I could go level out somewhere over there too. What do you think? But I feel like this nook here, odds of anyone coming up to there, probably pretty slim. I think that'll be the spot. And then we're a little bit higher up too, so it'll be kind of a nice view when the old sun sets. Oh yeah, is this the spot? You want to sleep up here tonight there, soldier? Very cool. Very, very cool. We were out east for a while, and not a while, I mean 60 some days, and then we went back home for a wedding, and then we ventured back out and went to like North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. And other than when we were spending time with friends, you know, it was a lot of Cracker Barrels and Walmarts, rest areas, that sort of a jazz. And taxing, it's not the same travel as like what we're doing now. So now that we're back out in the desert, it just feels good. It feels like we're home. It's really weird to say that, but I mean, we've traveled so much over the last 2 years that like home really isn't necessarily a place for us anymore. It is certainly a mindset. I should flip around. I think the wind is going that way. So it's really unique when we find a place where you're just like, yep, we feel it. We feel that sense of just peace and calmness, if you will. We're gonna follow that feeling, because that's what everyone should be doing. I mean, maybe your place is a 3,500 square foot house, and you know, that's where you feel that serenity or like that peace and calmness, and follow that, do whatever it takes to have that. For Rachel and I, this chapter of our lives, this isn't our book, this isn't the last chapter, at least we hope. This is just one piece of the puzzle to where we're going to enjoy this right now, and this is what works for us, and seeing all there is to offer and taste testing all of these different areas. I jokingly said when we first hit the road, it's like a buffet of the United States, you know. We get to taste test stuff. If we don't like it, we don't eat any more of it, we don't stay there anymore, or we revisit it, and the more we revisit it, the more we feel like, hey, you know, we want a vacation home here, or a chunk of dirt that we can park our van on and hang out at. And that's the beauty of it. I mean, I was listening to a book just recently, and it said, you know, the 3 most important things of your life are your health, the person that you spend the rest of your life with, and then where you spend, you know, most of your life or your whole life. And he was kind of just touching on how so many people limit themselves and just think, you know, because my family and friends are here, because I grew up here, I need to live here. And there might be wasted potential or more happiness somewhere else. And it's not to say that you have to go explore and just go all over like a nomad in order to live life, but I think it's a unique and interesting way of like, wow, you know, you kind of figuring it out. You're meeting new people, having different conversations, exploring new places, seeing new things, and all of that stuff transforms you into a different person. It's pretty incredible to have conversation with strangers that, you know, sometimes turn out to be then friends down the road, and maybe just get a different outlook on life that you didn't think about before, and then that can totally transform your life. Meeting someone and having a connection to where then you're like, oh, hey, you know, they know this person and that person. I think there's a quote that says something like, every person knows 1,000 people, or something along those lines. So the more you network and meet people, the more people you know. But Rachel and my circle, or our circle, is definitely very small when we're on the road, unless we run into people that we meet and have conversations with. So we kind of have to open up, have conversations with new people, and build new friendships while we're on the road if we want that social structure, for sure. I'm gonna take a picture of this, and then I think I'm gonna go down there and move the van. We'll see. Cheers. Got anything you want to say? Happy birthday. I didn't think he was gonna see it. Hims did find it though. Can't tell how fresh these tracks are, but I doubt people come up here that often. Maybe. Good job. Should go tell mom we're moving. Different area code. We did move. We found a spot, so we drove around for, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. Kind of went all the way down there, turned around, didn't really see any spots that were worth our time or worth checking out. And then we went down the side road, went all the way up into there, didn't really see anything that seemed fitting. So we pulled over here. We were gonna go back to the spot that we were at earlier, and I kind of in the video had picked out 2 spots, or said there was 2 spots that we could maybe stay at. But we also wanted to kind of just be away from a cluster of people, and there was like 7 or 8 people in a little roundabout turnaround there. So yeah, now we've been here for a couple hours actually, just playing with Zeke. I did some house chores. We got him some dog food yesterday, as I said, so I put that in his bin, washed his bin, organized some stuff, because it's always just what you do. You always have to organize things, because we have 70 square feet, so there isn't that many places to put things. And once stuff gets out of order, it adds up, or it looks like an eyesore. So did some of that stuff. Zeke was kind of looking at me like, yo, I want to play ball. So now we're out here playing ball. But yeah, cool spot. Love this. Love being out in the desert. Just seeing cars all over doing the same thing we're doing. I should go on a bike ride. Kind of all over the place. But actually, we've been on the road for a month. I think Rachel said 3 days ago, after leaving back home. And we have not taken her bike off the back once. So this would maybe be a good spot for us to take her bike off. Zeke can follow us, and we'll put on some miles. Got anything to say? 4th rows, and you're all just talking. It's okay, just take your breath. You just love hanging out outside, huh? We were stuck in the city for 10-11 days, but Dad was pretty good about going on walks with you. I mean, we'd go on 2.5 mile walk in the morning, and then Mom and yourself and I would go on a hike or a walk later in the evening. So you're getting 4 or 5 miles of exercise per day, which was good. But I bet it feels nice to just be on your bed chilling off leash. Yes. And should we check out Mom's office? Hi. Wow. Must be so rough. Just working. Mountains in the background. The desert floor. You should be facing that way.
I was looking at my world this way.